Hey coaches, I wanted to just quickly walk you through how I am using email notifications from Facebook to help me better engage with everyone and everyone's posts in our um, challenge group and coach groups on Facebook. Because if you probably know, if you have notifications turned on, then they can sometimes get overwhelming in Facebook when they pop up here and things can get missed. But I found this email system to really help me be able to zero in on making sure I don't miss when someone posts or someone comments, etc. So I'm going to walk you through the basics and see if you want to set this up yourself. Okay, so first thing I did was I went into Facebook and I went to settings right there. Okay, I went to notifications. I went to on Facebook and I went to group activity, selected edit, and it'll show you a list of all the groups you're part of. Side note, I should probably get out of some of these groups. But anyway, all I did was I found all of the groups that I want to get notifications from. So in this case, good Lord, my Beachbody Fit family, and I just set it to all posts. Okay. And I'll get out of there because it's already set. The next thing I did was I went to email. So I went back to notifications and I said, okay, I want to look at my notifications that I'm going to get in email. And this is one part where I won't be able to show you exactly what I did because there's not a way to undo it. There's not a way to undo it in here. But basically what you would do is you would scroll down here and you would see an option like this one, messages, except it would say groups. There might be several actually about groups. So like when someone posts in a group, when someone comments on your post in the group, that sort of thing. So just look for any setting here that has anything to do with groups and click turn it on. Okay. The only thing I didn't do was the group admin because I don't care. I'm already the admin. Okay, so that's what I did in Facebook. So what that means is that now I'm going to get notified for all of the activity that happens in the group, and then I've turned on the email. I turned on the option for it to send me an email whenever a notification happens. Okay, so then I come over to my email, and I'll just show you here what you would get. When you turn all those notifications on, this is the kind of stuff you get. You get an email with the person that posted or commented. You get what group it's in, and you get like the title, whatever they typed in. Okay, so this is the kind of email notification you would get. I'll show you what I've done so that all of this stuff doesn't like blow up my inbox every day, right? Because like I said, I've turned it on for all groups, not just my Beachbody Fit family group. Okay, so hopefully this is making sense. So what I did when I turned on those notifications, the first thing that started happening was I started getting all those emails in my inbox, which I did not want. So what I did in Gmail is I came over here to settings and I set up filters. Okay, so I went to filters and blocked addresses. Excuse me. The filters that I set up for this, basically when you get that first email, you'll see these settings. Is I went here and I, let's just edit one. I copied and pasted the email address that the notification comes from. Okay, let me just copy that real quick. So like as an example, go back over here. Sorry, I'm jumping around. Right, so if I opened up one of these emails, you can see that it says it's from Kelly, but the email that I'm looking for to set up this rule is this one. Okay, and the title that I want to note here is my Beachbody Fit family, exclamation point. So I want to make a filter that says whenever I get an email from this email address and it has this in the title, put it in a folder. Okay, and you can see I did that for the stuff that happens in our coach groups, Aspire to Inspire, Dare to Dream, Diamonds, etc. Okay, but we're just going to do my Fit Family right now. So back to settings, filters and blocked addresses, and literally you can see it here. So I said, okay, I want to make a filter for this email address. And I pasted in that exact subject line, and that's all. So I just want to key off of any email that has these two things in it. Click continue. So this is the key here. I said I'm going to skip the inbox. So I'm going to basically archive the message, which is fine. And then I'm going to apply the label. Basically, I'm going to file it in this folder, my Beachbody Fit Family. Okay. What you would do is if you already had a whole gob of messages sitting in your inbox because you did this, at some point after you set up the notifications, you would apply it to the existing messages in your inbox and hit create filter or update filter in this case. Okay. And like I say, you see over here, all these emails are over in that one folder. Okay, so that's great. Super duper, we've set this thing up. You're like, why do I want to even do this, Becky? Right? Well, here's the deal. So once a day in the morning while I'm having my coffee, what I do is I come in here and I click on the folder and I see all the notifications that have happened in the Facebook group since yesterday. Okay, so this is like a way that I can interact with people's posts in one concise time of my day, and I'm not constantly checking into the challenge group and constantly worrying that I'm going to miss somebody's post or somebody's going to ask a question for help and I won't see it and they're going to feel like I'm neglecting them. Okay, so this is a way that I can ensure that I can block off 20 minutes and interact with the group and know what's going on, show some people some love, and really build that relationship. So long story short, I get up in the morning, I sit down with my coffee, and I come into this folder, scroll all the way to the bottom, and I just open up the first email. Okay? This is a post by Jean. She did a motivation post. That's awesome. So what I would do is I would click on either view on Facebook or comment, and it's going to take me in a new window directly to that post, which is cool. Because then I can, I've already commented because I already did this one, but I can come in here and see, did I like the post? Did I comment on the post? Can I send Jean some encouraging words or answer a question or whatever? Okay, so when I'm done doing that, I close this tab and I delete this email. Okay, and then I go on to the next one. Let's see, Fran said something, so I'm gonna click view on Facebook. All right, so Fran is saying that she did her workout, she's sore, she had a good breakfast, looks freaking delicious. I'm gonna like the post and then I'm gonna comment on it. What am I gonna say? I'm gonna say, yum, I love, how the heck do you spell sriracha? I always mess it up. R-I, sriracha. Okay, so the point here, guys, is that I don't know if you've heard me mentioning this lately, but I feel like when you comment on someone's posts, not only, number one, do they get notified, because 99.9% of people have their Facebook notification settings set so that when they get a comment on their post, they get a notification. So they're seeing that you, their coach or their peer, are taking the time to write a comment on their post, even if it's like one word, like yum. I feel like that makes such a bigger difference in people feeling like they are part of the community, like they are involved and being paid attention to, which drives the behavior we want, which is that they come back to the group more often. Okay, so that's really the reason why I'm doing this, is so we can drive up engagement in our groups. Okay, so I commented on it, same thing, I close this out, delete the email. The only time I wouldn't delete one is if I want to remember to follow up with somebody. So like this is a perfect example. I commented on Kelly's flank steak recipe because I actually want the recipe for this and I want to post it in the group. So I, did the exact same process. I went on here, I commented on the thing, what's the recipe, but I didn't delete the email. I just left it there so that I can remember, hey, I want to follow up with her if she didn't post it. Okay. But so literally, guys, it takes like 20, 30 minutes, whatever the time that you'd spend to sit there and drink a cup of coffee or drink your shake. You can peel through these. If there's tons of them, it might be that like everybody's commenting on the same post, like the October prize challenge post. We had like 10 people comment on it. I don't need to go through every single one of those emails. I just need to go to the post and interact with everybody's comments and then delete all the ones that say October prize winner. Okay. So, anywho, this is a great way that I found to keep my eye on the ball on who is engaging in the group so I can know who our rockstar challengers are, and who could, potentially rise to the top as a potential coach. Um, the one tip I'll give you is that this is something you don't want to get behind on. You might, you could schedule it to be I like to schedule it to be every day because that way I'm loving on people's posts in the morning before I make the daily post challenge. And you can see there, refreshed. And then I don't get behind, then I don't end up with like 200 messages in here that I need to go through because that'll get daunting. But if you just make this I'm going to interact with the challenge group activity for the day as part of your power hour, as part of your day, um, it will help you in your challenge groups to be more connected to your participants. Okay. So if you have any questions, let me know. We can walk through how to set this up if this wasn't clear, and we'll go from there. All right, y'all have a great day. Bye.